Hello and welcome to my video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create original groove music on an E463 keyboard. My goal is to show you how to play your own music that makes people want to dance and not stop dancing. That's kind of a definition of what groove music is. Groove music is music that has such a compelling beat, such a driving beat that people just want to get up and dance. The E463 comes with 35 groove songs built in. But in this video, I'll show you how to create thousands of your own original groove songs using custom styles, synthesizer voices, and arpeggios. Now, the three main musical tools that I'm going to be using are these. First, I'm going to be using styles that have a 4/4 timing. 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the timing of good groove dance music. And it's pretty fast. It's 130 to 150 beats per minute. Ordinary rock and roll is 110 to 120. So groove music is faster. It's pounding. It drives you. The second thing I prefer to use is what I'll call unique synthesizer voices. I don't want my music to sound like something that was played on a violin or a guitar or a piano. I want it to be otherworldly. I want the music to be unlike any instruments. People can't really identify exactly what is creating the music, but they know they like it and they know they want to dance to it. That's what good groove music is all about. And lastly, I'm going to show you how to use arpeggios. And I'll be using arpeggios to drive home that beat. Now, I have done a complete YouTube video on arpeggios and what they are and why you use them and how to use them in the E463. So if you're not sure what an arpeggio is, go and watch my other YouTube video on arpeggios for the 463. I've gone out and I have collected 10 custom E463 styles, and I put them in an online box, and you can download them. So I'm going to be using 5 of these in this video, but I'm going to give you 10. And here is the website. Now I'm going to put this URL of this website in my comments so you don't have to write this down. Look in my comments and you'll simply be able to click on it and it will take you right into my online box, and you can download any and all of these 10 custom styles that I have gone out and found and collected. After you download the styles into your iPhone or your iPad, then you're going to need to transfer them into a USB thumb drive that plugs into the back of your keyboard. That's how you'll get these styles into your E463. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need one of these devices. This is the Apple Lightning to USB 39 camera adapter. It costs about 39 bucks, and you can order it online from Apple. So that plugs into your iPhone or your iPad, and then you plug your thumb drive into that. This other cable, this is the power supply for an iPhone or an iPad. So this camera adapter needs to be powered. So you need to go get your iPhone charger or your iPad charger and plug that in, because this device just doesn't have enough power on its own to be able to pull the files off of this thumb drive and store them in the phone. It needs to be plugged in. I'll be playing 5 improvised groove songs on the E463 keyboard, and I'll be using 5 of the 10 styles that you can download. Now, these aren't real songs. I'm going to improvise them, just sort of make them up. What I'm playing isn't important. It's how I'm putting things together and what I'm doing with them that I want you to pay attention to. Each of these 10 styles has an introduction A and an introduction B, and it also has 2 variations of the styles labeled A and B, and each of these 10 styles that I'll give you also has an ending, either A or B. So I'm going to be playing a variety of introductions and the variations and different endings in this video, so you get some idea of how these styles are used to create a groove song. You might want to write this down. If you intend to download these styles and try this out on your E463, you're going to need this information. So take a picture of this or write it on a piece of paper. You're going to need it. And I will be pointing this out as I'm playing each of my 5 groove songs. I'll be telling you what style, what voice, and which arpeggio I'm using. And these are the numbers that I'll be using to dial up the voice or the arpeggio. Now, there are 149 arpeggios built into the E463. I'm only going to be using 5, so you can well imagine if I only use 5 and you'll see all the things I can do, can you imagine how many different songs you could come up with if you started using dozens of different arpeggios? And that's the purpose of this video. I want to plant that idea in your mind. Go experiment with these styles and these voices and these arpeggios and see what you can come up with. That's the magic I want to make happen here. I want those of you that own this keyboard, if you're interested in creating music that people can dance to, this is a way to do it. Now, you're going to see me, I'll start playing a style, and then I will be turning off the instruments. Most of these styles have anywhere from 4 to 6 different instruments that are used to make the style. And what I can do is I can turn off any or all of the instruments that are make up the style. And you're going to see me doing this. I'll be reaching out and I'll be punching these buttons. And on the screen here, I can tell which one of the tracks or which instrument I'm turning off. So you'll see me, what I'll do is I'll start off with all of the tracks turned on, and then I'll turn off all but 1 or 2. And these are going to be usually the drums and maybe a guitar, bass guitar. And then I will slowly bring more of the tracks in. And the idea is you start with a beat and then you build by adding the different instruments back into the groove style. So my purpose is not for you to copy what I do, but rather that you will go try these ideas for yourself and come up with your own songs. A wise man once said, "The world needs less arguing and screaming and more music." Well, actually, that wise guy was me. Back in 2009, I was a speaker at the Music Teachers National Association conference. And in my presentation, I spoke those words. And of course, my audience was music teachers, so they stood and applauded. The world needs less arguing and screaming and more music. And my purpose here is to give you some ideas, give you some tools, so you can go make more music. So let's go live and listen to the E463 as I try to put together 5 groove songs. So here I am at the E463 keyboard, and I'm ready to start playing these 5 groove songs. So I will announce each song and tell you what style, what voice, and what arpeggio. But this is all on my screen, and I hope that you copied it down. So I'm set up for the first one. The name of the style is Magic Mood. The voice is number 159, which is called Portone, P-O-R-T-O-N-E. And the arpeggio is set to number 129, which is called Jupiter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to start playing intro A. And what I'll do is I'll play intro A, and I have no idea what is going to come out of this because I don't have any real songs in mind. I'm going to create this up and just play what sort of sounds interesting. My idea is to get a beat going, a groove going that just would make people want to get up and dance. So here we go. I'm going to cut back the tracks. And all I've got is a drum. And you know, a disc jockey could go 2 or 3 minutes with just this. And then I'll introduce track number 2. And then I'll bring in track 3. Track 4 doesn't do anything. Track 5. Then I'll introduce my voice. Turn on the arpeggio into the voice. And then I'll change the style to version B. Okay, that was Magic Mood. That was the style. The voice was 159, poor tone. And the arpeggio was number 129, which was called Jupiter. So now I'll set up for the next one. So first I'll choose my style, and I'm going to call up Maury Trance. So that's one of the 10 styles that I'm giving you, Maury Trance. And now I need to set my voice, and I need number 160. So I'll dial in 160, which is called Analog On. And now I need to set my arpeggio. So I come over here to the Harmony Arpeggio button, and I press and hold it long. And now I'm going to dial in number 130. So with my dial wheel, I'm sitting here. I'm going to dial in 70, 80, 90, 110, 20. There it is. 130. And it's called Piz, P-I-Z-Z-1. Piz 1. So Maury Trance, Agalon voice, Piz 1 is the arpeggio. So I'll set it up to start. I'm going to start it with intro B this time. No, I'll go back to A. So here we go. This is the intro. And I'll turn off the tracks, and I've only got tracks 1 and 2. And I could go like this for 2 or 3 minutes. I'll add in track 3. Click. Nothing there. Track 4. So this is nothing but the style, and I'm turning on the tracks. Track 5. Nothing new. Track 6. Click. And now I'll bring in the voice. Now the arpeggio. Variation B. The ending. Okay, Maury Trance. The number 3 is the style is called Rapper. That's just my name. I made up the name. And the voice is number 163, so voice 163, which is funky lead. And now I need to set the arpeggio, so I press and hold arpeggio, press and hold, and now I'll dial in, and I'm looking for number 51. 51, which is called Hybrid 1. So Rapper, Funky Lead, Hybrid 1. So let's set up the intro, and I've got intro A. There's always two intros, A and B. A is always the simpler. In fact, let's start with intro B. Those are a little more complex, a little more interesting. So here we go. Something very different than the others. This is version A, and I'll start turning off 4 of the tracks. Turn on track 3. Adds a little bit to it. Turn on track 4. A little bit going. Turn on track 5. Ready. Strings. So we're building. Now I'm going very fast, but this jockey would take 5 minutes to get where I've gone. And now I'll bring in my voice. Arpeggio. Now variation B. Okay, that was styled I called Rapper. The next style is called Ruined. And once again, I just made up these names. They don't really mean anything. I had to call them something. Ruined. And I want voice number 166. which is called Rezo lead. It sounds like this. And all my voices, I'm going for that synthesized sound. It doesn't sound like any real instrument, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. Something that is out of the ordinary. And now for my arpeggio, I'm going to press arpeggio and hold it. And I want to dial in 125. So I'm looking here with my wheel. 80, 90, 125. And it's called Strings 4. So the style is ruined. The voice is 166 Rezo lead. And the arpeggio is number 125, strings 4. So I'll set up intro A, and here we go. Go in and turn off my tracks. That goes for 5 minutes. That'll get them dancing. a real disc jockey, that would have been a 20, 25-minute song. They would have moved from change to change much slower than what I'm doing. I'm just planting ideas in your head. So the last one I want to do is called Techno Stun. That's the name of the style. And the voice is number 161, which is called Fargo. Got a lot of buzz in it. And the arpeggio is number 33. So I press and hold arpeggio, and I dial in 33, which is called Synth Arp 4. SYNARP4. Synth Arp 4. And it sounds like this. Okay, so we're all set up. Let me call up intro A. I'll start intro A, then I'll turn off the tracks, and I'll slowly bring them back in. Here's the intro. But two tracks, tracks 1 and 2. Now I'll turn on track 3. Track 4. Track 5. Nothing there. Track 6. I'll bring a voice in. Variation B. Okay, There are 5 styles with 5 different synthesizer voices and 5 different arpeggios. And the glory is there's literally hundreds of thousands of combinations of styles and voices and arpeggios that you could put together. And I could have simply reached up here and pressed record, and I could have recorded all of those songs and saved them all out onto a thumb drive. So I could walk into a dance and I could already have 5 or 10 songs recorded. What I'm trying to advocate here is, yes, there's the groove creator here, and you can use that, but that is all canned music. Someone else has already sat down and created that music, and all I'm doing is manipulating, turning it on and off. I would like to advocate, create your own. You bought a musical instrument, does not need to be hard. And I'm doing all of this, putting these videos up here in the hopes that people will learn a little bit more about this wonderful little keyboard and have the interest and the courage to sit down and to try something themselves. So I hope you have found this interesting. More importantly, I hope I've given you some ideas to go explore on your own. And until I see you again in my next video, thank you very much for watching, and be well.